This research project is about the relationship between data and attention on what I call attention platforms, which includes platforms like Google, Google Alphabet, like Facebook Meta, like TikTok, like YouTube, like Netflix. And I ask what the law of data misses when it comes to harms that are specific to the capture of engagement, behavior, participation, and attention in these digital settings. And so the paper really seeks to understand the specifics of attention and what creates an ecosystem of digital services that keep us hooked onto these platforms, that lead to various harms that I characterize in terms of polarization, addiction, virality, and more. And it asks why lawyers and policymakers have so far avoided reflecting on the problem of attention and relied far too heavily on what data has to tell us and how data can help us tackle harm in digital systems. And so I argue for a move away from some of the data focus and toward a focus on attention. And I propose a series of possible ways of thinking about it that go from bottom-up, more collective participation in the design of attention infrastructures, that also go to the question of how to fund attention platforms through better advertising models, but also through other mechanisms like subscriptions, like individual participations, to the funding of platform infrastructures through taxation and other mechanisms. And I want to go beyond the current efforts being made by things like the Digital Services Act or antitrust investigations that look at advertising markets and think more broadly about what other possibilities could exist in the ecosystem of attention platforms. And finally, I look at friction, at potential design mechanisms that could be included and baked into attention infrastructures to reduce the scale of communication, to reduce the speed of digital communication, and potentially to limit the time that we spend on digital platforms like Facebook or TikTok, so that we can regain some of the time for ourselves and to do things that we actually prefer to scrolling our timelines. And I argue that this is helpful because it tackles some surveillance harms, some attention harms, and also some environmental harms.